following program has views and languages not meant for people that are sensitive and or babies. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have ANR Radio versus the world. In this corner, with a combined weight of 500 tons, we have Rian the Bear and Laughing Otter. And in the other corner, we have...
Who keeps letting these fucking people in here?
Well, I thought I locked the door.
Oh, somebody get the body out of here. Let's get to the show.
Okay. I'm not that fat.
I'm Rian the Bear.
And I'm Laughing Otter.
And you're listening to ANR Radio.
Yay.
Officially radio once again.
So today we have things about Donald Trump, Ben Carson, and refugees. Later in the news, we also have military toy spending, rockets, and live-action nativity scenes.
Taking the pig right off the bat. Donald Trump and the GOP fucking candidates.
Okay, so I found that Donald Trump is a lot of fun to watch, and I'm just hoping at the end of all this, he's just going to be like, lol, JK, I'm not really this stupid. Because I know back in the 80s he did an interview, and
in 1998, he did an interview with NBC or somebody, and just basically said, yeah, I'd love to run for office, but it'd be a total hack.
Well, he was talking about that he would run for the Republican candidacy, and because anyone would believe what he would say on Fox News, which a lot of people are believing what the hell he's saying on Fox News. And it's getting to the point even Fox News is like, maybe it's a little too much for us as well.
Yeah, well, you know, and there are a lot of points that when he started off his campaign that me being moderate conservative is like, I think I could like somebody who's not afraid of doing business. And then he opened his mouth. And then I went, oh god, no.
the spit flying, the toupee waving.
Yeah, toupee flopping, screaming racial obscenities.
Wanting to label all Muslims like the Jews.
Yeah, wanting to label Muslims and kicking all the Mexicans out.
Making Mexico pay for a wall.
Yeah, making Mexico pay for a like $12 billion wall that, no.
It's like most of the illegal immigrants don't come in over the border. They come in with a work visa, they just don't go back. So if you build the wall, they'll still get through.
Be here.
They'll still be here. It's like, I will build the wall. Why? Because the wall's big, and I can't climb it.
What most people think of as illegal immigrants from Mexico, like, run across the border, swim across the Rio Grande, and ta-da, you're in the United States. That's like 1/10 of 1% of the actual illegal immigrants in the country.
And they're like, oh, the criminals and drug leaders are all coming over here. Like, no, they're not. They're staying in Mexico because they have reign and control over there. And, like, they have Mexicans coming in, and then we have, you know, Ben Carson is pretty much being, you know, like the hype man, who's, like, the most calm motherfucker. He says crazy shit like Trump does, but calmly.
See, it's the people who say crazy shit calmly you have to be afraid of.
Yeah, because you have someone just screaming going, I'll fucking kill you! No, they're probably not going to.
That's just the guy who needs to vent. The guy who walks up to you and says, I will remove your kidneys through your nose.
You run.
Run. You run. You drop what you're doing, you throw something at him, and you run away very quickly.
And don't forget that you're wearing your brown pants. But, and also with Carson, like, some of the stuff, I thought at first, I was like, okay, he's a neurosurgeon, maybe he's well-educated, but then he goes
Before
on...
I had seen anything about Dr. I'm using big quotation marks here. Dr. Ben Carson, I thought, okay, he's a surgeon, he seems to be very well educated. Reading about this man, I'm like, he seems to be very well educated, he's a conservative, I like conservatives for the most part, he's got some of the similar values, and then I heard him speak.
Yeah, like, what was it he said? What was it? Joseph had the pyramids built to store grain?
Yeah.
Sure, okay.
This man has operated on people?
Well, I mean, you know what they say.
Sound...
Well, you know what they say, you know, D's get degrees.
Apparently.
Apparently they also get doctorates, too.
D stands for doctorates, as in MD. No. That it sounds like Ben Carlson is
Carlson?
Carlson? The dude, the Carlton. No. Ben Carson, to me, sounds like somebody handed Sarah Palin a scalpel.
No one should hit anything to Sarah Palin. Just saying. That woman scares the shit out of me.
Somebody who's just like Sarah Palin, but black. Because that's what we need. No. This is the kind of thing that makes me want to run screaming to the other side of the political aisle.
I mean, even on that side, too, you got Hillary Clinton and you got Bernie Sanders, which I support Bernie Sanders. Not on all fronts, but I do support him because he's not going to lead us, barreling straight into the earth in a blaze of not so much glory.
And from my side of things, being a moderate conservative, looking across the entire field of candidates here, I'm going, Sanders is the only one making sense.
Hillary just scares the shit out of me.
Oh, don't even get me started on Hillary. Fucking Benghazi. And then, wait, what? National security secrets on a private email server that your friend put together for you? What?
And then now, you have Trump doing the whole fear-mongering of the Muslims, they're really ISIS members. And no. If ISIS members were among them, as soon as they whip out a bomb or a gun, those fuckers are going to take them out. You're no, we made it to America. We have it good right now. Fucking kill him.
Yeah, they're not going to put up with that bullshit.
No, and it's we're turning away people because it's the fear-mongering back in World War II with the Jews. A lot of them tried getting refugee status in the United States. We're nah, no, we're not going to deal with you. And then, a few million that we denied end up dying in the Holocaust. Same thing with the Japanese. It's you're yellow and squinty. Stick them in a camp.
Yeah, put them in an internment camp because your skin color and your eyes are funny looking. And no, that's not what America is supposed to be about. We have these Syrian refugees coming over here who are just looking to get away from the horror that is their home country right now.
It's we might have things are pretty bad here, but you don't wake up one morning they're beheading all of us. Congrats, we're all gonna die. No, it's they're going through a horrible thing. They're getting rid of everything in their livelihood. They're leaving their money, their wealth.
They're leaving
what if they had any
family,
wealth?
Any possessions that they had to work their way completely across the planet to come to a place where they know they can build a life of security for their family.
And then people were bitching, what about the homeless veterans? It is a problem. It's not related.
Yeah.
If they want to have a problem with it, they need to look at the people who are in Congress right now who've denied, spending and all that stuff for veterans. And hell, they just spent, another few $1 billion on jets that we don't need that could have gone to it. But no, we don't need to support the veterans. But then then the people take their hate on refugees. But the veterans. Yeah, last year half these people didn't even give a flying fuck about the veterans.
The veterans who proudly and with distinction served our country and lost lives and limbs and half of their brains that were functioning and come back over here damaged and broken and beaten, needing to be put back together again and reinstituted into normal working society, and they can't get it because the VA hospitals are overrun because they're underfunded and nobody gives a flying fuck about them. So you have to get on a waiting list to see a shrink for your PTSD because you watched 4 of your buddies get turned into hamburger meat in an IED explosion.
And not the Black Angus guy.
I personally know people who've gone through this.
Yeah.
And to see, I had a very good friend I went to high school with. He joined the Marines, went and served a tour in Afghanistan. His convoy got caught in a mortar attack. He basically watched all of his buddies in the Corps die. He came back completely fucking different. Just a shell of his former self.
He came back batshit insane. And then, people are I support the veterans, but they'll drive by the homeless guy with a sign saying homeless vet, and they'll just try to avoid eye contact. Not being, don't look. If he doesn't see me, I'm not going to give him money. But they want to support him.
The problem with homeless anything in this country is just our degree of apathy.
The thing is, we're a first world country, and we're bringing third world people here, but people are thinking it's the America's so unstable, we're a third world country ourselves. No, we have money. We're just not willing to spend it on those who need it. We're giving it to the assholes in the Congress. They're I want to get a bigger paycheck so I can buy my yacht. And then they're sure, there's a spending bill to help out the homeless, the needy. Like, no, they're a bunch of leeches, but that yacht, though. I don't know what kind of congressman speaks like that, but that's how they talk in my head.
They're all evil henchmen because they've been in office since 1969. You know, the government threw the American people overboard 45 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just there's nothing no one individual can do about it. We as a group, as a whole country, need to say, fuck you, stop bending us over and fucking us. You're done.
And I'm not a really political person, by no stretch of the means, but I've been getting more and more involved this year just because of the misinformation that goes around, just the blatant, ignorance of people. I feel myself becoming almost Tumblr crazy when it comes to freaking shit on Facebook. It's like, what? Yeah, fuck the refugees and fuck the Muslims and Jesus, 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 Jesus. It's like, oh my God, shut the hell up. I don't care about your religion. I don't care.
Ignorance.
I mean, I guess when it comes to voting, a lot of opinions do change when the actual political process starts going and people start voting. It will change quite a bit, because there's been times where candidates are really strong in the beginning, even before the presidential race started for the nominations.
Up to the election, and
and people completely change. Yeah, they'll completely change. So I'm not too worried, because people are like, oh no, Trump's leading in the poll. No, Trump is just louder, and his freaking followers are a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, he's got a taller soapbox and a bigger microphone than most.
It's like, I can see why people like him because of his charismatic demeanor. I can see where it's likable. But his policies and all that stuff.
Douchebaggery.
Well, there's that too. Ben Carson, I think it's funny that. Okay, so a lot of people that follow Ben Carson, that are like his advisors, blah blah blah. He said himself, I need to surround myself with smart people, because that's apparently how he sounds too. Mm-hmm. And I will run my country with my foreign policy. I don't know anything about it, but I'll have people in place that know about it. Every single person that's with him, his advisors, all that stuff, have openly on public record said he's an idiot.
Yeah, he's.
And people still support this guy. When everyone tells him he's an idiot, the people that advise him are like, yeah, I can't sleep at night because it just the stupid that pours out of this guy's mouth. I'm rethinking if I want to live in this country. I might move to North Korea, because at least then Kim makes sense, So it's pretty bad when your advisors are shit talking you. And I'm not even doing this because, I guess I'm a bit of the middle-ish. I guess I don't really have a political standing. I kind of like aspects from libertarians, conservatives, middle ground. I'm kind of there. I am my own political party. Vote Otter. But no, it's... and it's just... there's too much to talk about as far as policies, stuff like that, to kind of make this a...
do a weekly show every week for the next decade on just politics. But here's my thing on politics. Figure out what you like. Figure out what you believe in. Vote for the people who best represent you.
And number one...
I don't care who that is. I don't care if you vote for Donald Trump. I don't care if you vote for Hillary fucking Clinton. I don't care if you vote for third term of Barack Obama. Don't care. Do what you want. Vote for who you choose. If you write in Cthulhu on your ballot, fine. That is fine by me.
Cthulhu Fatagan.
That is your right
relay.
as an American citizen, is you get to vote for who you want. The only thing I ask is figure out who you are, and then figure out exactly what you would like to see out of your candidate.
I think Cthulhu would be a great candidate.
I think that if you're going to...
he treats everyone evenly. I mean, black, white, Muslim, Christian, male, female. He has a pretty good policy with that. But importantly, most of all, everyone, fact check. Before you hit that share button, fact check.
Yeah.
And
don't just spew more idiocy. Go back and do your homework. The military is spending money on Black Friday for a brand new fighter jet.
Oh yeah.
Even though I think it's Cyber Tuesday,
Tuesday, Monday. I don't know. It's a spend money, man.
So a few years back, when we got the F-22 Raptor, plans were already in place for the new Joint Strike Fighter, the F-35. Well, that came to fruition this past year. The Marines finally have their F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. Navy and Air Force are still waiting to fish out a couple of bugs on their end.
Navy
spent
fish.
an assload of money on a new toy to drop bombs on brown people. And tying this in with our first article, we're talking $400 billion in research and design for a fighter jet to drop more bombs on more people we know nothing about.
I kind of look at fighter jets for the military as like iPhones for like college kids. It's like the brand new one's out.
Or
The one
sports cars for, midlife crisis 40-something.
it's like it works, it's completely functional, but this one's shiny. I want the new one, and they don't do anything with the rest of them. It's like, we're just gonna sit them in a warehouse. We were thinking about using them
10 years ago, when our current arsenal of fighter planes was in real bad disrepair and we desperately needed some new upgrades, that's when we got the F-22.
Yeah,
That should have been perfectly fine. We spent ungodly amounts of money in research and design on that thing. It's stealth capable, thrust vectoring, weapon systems like I don't even want, like sci-fi movie style weapon systems on
thrust
this.
vectoring sounds like a sci-fi sex move. Hey baby, I'm all up to
Something
date
you
with
will
my
only hear at Comic-Con.
it's like, hey baby, I got my system updates and got my thrust vectors in line. Oh yeah. I don't know.
So the F-35 has all of this, but I guess it's an upgrade. It's the iPhone 6s to the F-22's iPhone 6. I mean, in the late 90s into the early 2000s, we were still running F-16s, which were designed in the late 80s. We had the F-18s, the F-15s, which were from the 70s and earlier. So we had an aging arsenal of fighter craft. Now we have... What?
See, I just want a fighter jet that just fires off angry Mongolians.
Yeah, no.
Just Genghis Khan coming in from the sidelines, and then just
Goddamn Mongolian, knock down my shitty wall. The Pentagon is planning on a total budget for the F-35 program of over $1 trillion.
No fun.
That's more money than we've spent on our entire fleet of Trident D5 nuclear missile subs.
It's like we'll spend money to kill people, saving them. Fuck 'em.
Yeah, no, we spend trillions of dollars a year on a defense budget we don't need.
Hi, I'm Ted, and there's a few things I like to do when I'm at the laundromat. Go around the soap dispenser and proclaim I am a Mexican. Ole! Ride the dryer like a pogo stick. Boing, boing. Stay in the wash machine and scream at the people inside. Where's my other sock? My t-shirts are airplanes. Eat powdered soap like it's Fun Dip and pretend I have rabies. Take people's underwear and say I am the tooth fairy. Here's a quarter. Do the cha-cha with a turban made of tooth socks. Unleash badgers. And marry the soap dispenser. I'm Ted, and there's a few things I like to do when I'm at the laundromat. Our SPED news!
SPED news. Herp-a-da-derp-da-derp.
And today on SPED news we have...
UFO sightings off the coast of California!
Yay!
Why am I not surprised by that?
Hey.
Bro, what's that? So from San Francisco straight up to Hawaii and near the Aleutians were several reports of a UFO flying along the western coast of the United States. Well, that turned out to be a missile test by the U.S. Navy of a Triton 3 D5 missile.
That's what they want you to believe, man. That's what they all think.
Break out your tinfoil hats, people.
That's like, it's what they want you to think, man. It's all conspiracy. It's really UFOs. No, it's just rockets in the air.
Rocket scientist.
Rocket surgery.
Speaking of rocket scientists, actually the news, a lot of it was dispelled by Dr. Phil Plait, the bad astronomer, on his blog. Is where I'd seen some stuff on Twitter about a UFO sighting in California.
Dr. Phil it was just a missile in the air, okay? I can't do a Dr. Phil. I can do all of the different ways. I cannot do a Dr. Phil. I'm just not boring enough. If I try to, I'll just fall asleep.
What was the Dr. Phil joke I remember? You're fat, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it because you'd eat that too.
Sounds tasty.
But it was a missile test for the Triton. Every so many years, the U.S. Navy gets a chance to test its nuclear missile stuff, and a test where they launch one from at a set target from a sub off the coast of California. Well, they didn't tell anybody that they were going to be doing this, so that oh look, World War III.
Just the UFOs are trying to move on over to the coast because Arizona, New Mexico is too hot. The triple testicle sacs just kind of stick to the leg, and they're like, oh, let's go towards the water. All right, so what's up next? We got live action nativity scene. Yeah. It's like just walking around New York, screaming at everyone. The next day, boop! Oh, look, a baby. Yeah, I don't have time for this, so here you go, little baby Jesus. Go in the little nativity scene. And just kind of place it there and just walk away.
The baby was discovered by a maintenance worker at the Holy Child Jesus Catholic Church in Richmond Hill.
Sounds like something you would say, Holy Child Jesus! It sounds like you just scream.
I feel like that is missing an exclamation point. In Richmond Hill, I guess, in Queens, New York. Reverend Christopher Rian told NBC4 New York, the worker was just cleaning his hose when he heard the baby crying inside the nativity scene, which had been set up earlier than usual this year.
You walk around New York, you got your homeless people peeing on your leg, and we stick babies on random lawn ornaments. It's a day here in Brooklyn. Seriously, what the hell? It's like,
I'm guessing
the thought process on that. It's kind of, it still had a umbilical cord, so someone was just out for a night stroll, shot out a baby, and just like, this looks nice here, boop, and then just walked away. Just rip the cord out, just.
Or some irresponsible teenage mother is a hell of a troll.
Well, it's like they're just kind of walking around. They hear something dragging. What's that? Oh, look, a baby.
I don't know what I would think. I'd think I'd be walking by that nativity scene going, man, they are getting really carried away with their sound effects. That's an actual baby.
Oh, it looks pretty impressive this year. Oh my God, it's an actual baby.
They didn't even use the right baby. The baby was white.
Now Jesus was white. That's why he likes America. He wasn't one of them dirty Muslims. He was Jewish. One of them Muslims.
Jesus was actually Middle Eastern. He was born in the Middle East.
It's a slight oversight. Unless you're Jehovah. Was it not Jehovah? It was Mormons, where apparently he came to the U.S. and gold plates, and I don't know how people find sense in that, but gold special underwear. Alright, well, thank you guys for tuning in to ANR. Hope you enjoy the show. We'll have more shows later on this month, or probably next month. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see you on the flip side. I'm Laughing Otter.
I'm Rian the Bear. Keep your ear holes to the ground, because we might be driving a truck over your head soon.
Yay! Beep, beep!
Beep, beep. Catch you on the flip side.